I just want to reassure you guys, if you're stressed about how do I develop my aim, how do I know that this is the right size chunk, so that I don't, not aim high enough or I don't overshoot and waste a year and not meet the mark, we're here to help.
Welcome back to High Impact Selling with Natalie, Jill, and Sinclair. Today, I want to talk about what do you do next after you're super clear on your big picture lean in. When you're super clear on that vision and you know where you're headed 3 years, 5 years, what is the next step? Well, I'm going to tell you first and foremost, you got to know your aim. So when you look at your long-term vision, you know what you're going after. And I'm going to pick 3 years because that's what I typically work with in increments of 3 years. If I look at my 3-year goal, my next question to myself is what thing needs to happen this year in the shorter term this year? What is the one thing that if I focus on this and create and generate this, it's going to help assure that I'm getting to my 3-year goal? Because you can have a whole list of things that you think need to happen, but what's the one thing that's going to help really move that needle forward? That is what I call knowing your aim. What is your aim? Once you know that aim, then it becomes really clear how you want to spend your day and how you want it, what you want to say yes to, what you want to say no to, because you start rewinding and you say, okay, I've got all these things on my calendar, all these things on my plate, all these opportunities, all these things that other people are emailing me, telling me that need to happen. And I'm going to take the time to actually assess it and go, okay, do these things, if I focus here, help me get to that aim? Do they help me get to that? And if they don't help me get to it, then I either have to create additional time, which I don't want to do, or I have to remove them off, or I have to delegate them, or I just have to delete them altogether.
Yeah.
It sounds a little rough. It sounds, I know some of you in your heads are going, well, I can't do that. I can't do that. But I'm telling you, you have to do it, because if you don't do it, there's no possible way to get to your vision. It's not going to happen by mistake.
Ooh, I love that. It's not going to happen by mistake. I also love that the way you're laying this out and the way that we actually found we teach this the same way is that it eliminates shiny object syndrome and it eliminates comparison syndrome. Like so many of our entrepreneurs that come to us for help are in the middle of multiple programs or multiple masterminds. They have many teachers and they're trying to figure out what is the best use of my time and how am I actually going to grow, right? Let alone maintain market share and make sure I don't burn out in the middle of this very interesting economic time, right? So how are we going to do that? The answer is everything gets held against this framework, right? So everything simplifies really quickly when you know your aim. And, I just want to reassure you guys, if you're stressed about how do I develop my aim, how do I know that this is the right size chunk, so that I don't, not aim high enough or I don't overshoot and waste a year and not meet the mark, we're here to help. We have an amazing 12-week program. You got to apply because we only do a few spots at a time. But if you're resonating with what we're saying, this could quite possibly be the most important next step you take. So make sure you take the time to understand how your passion actually gets expressed into your big vision so that you have the stamina to see this through and know your aim.